Hey, what's up, everyone? It's James here again. I'm sorry, this is gonna be my first journal entry in a long time. So today is the 26th, so Tuesday, the 26th of December, 2017, and of course, the new year approaches upon us. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas and all that, and I hope that you all will have a Happy New Year. But now, I'm gonna try to make this brief, but I'm fitting a lot in. So let's start with since the last time I made a journal entry, not since the last time I made a video, since the last time I made a journal entry, which was the night before I got my wisdom teeth removed. So I had my wisdom teeth removed, and I was literally I literally was on a gauze and all that for a week. But hey, it's over now. Well over. I can eat normally again. So and all that, and so they said, hey, you want to take home your two of your wisdom teeth for a souvenir? And I was like, can you get all of them if possible? And they're like, we'll try, no guarantees. And so, I mean, optimism, actually managed to get 3 of the 4. However, the 4th one they cut up, and basically I asked my mom, hey, was it possible that we could have taken home the 4th one in fragments? I know, weird question to ask. No one usually wants to take home a fragmented one. But she said that even if it sounded. Oh wait, no, sorry. I think she said something like it was like she did ask, but it was protocol that they throw away the cut up one because of like infection. There's a higher risk of infection or something like that. So yeah, makes sense. I'll be honest. For me it's kind of a bummer, but gotta deal with it. Too late. I'm not like one of those rich guys who can go like hire an investigator, go find out where it is and dig it up. Not that rich guy. Plus, probably be disgusting anyway. Hey, I don't know. Maybe I do eventually become that desperate. Anyway, but after that then, and right on time, I was able to, I was actually, and then, on Friday, August 11th, basically, which was, the day after my checkup, and they said I was literally all clear. I didn't need the gauze or the ice packs and all that anymore. I flew to Tennessee because my dad was there, and my dad was there because my grandfather died back in May. If any of you watched one of my earlier videos, you might have noticed that. Yeah, I mentioned that. It was a blow. So what happened was he was there because our grandmother had 2 extra cars. We took home one of them, and oh my goodness, after like about 5 days, we started driving off. I drove like 18 out of the 40 hours of driving time. Oh, believe me. If you ever want to take a road trip across the United States, do it. I have nothing against it. In fact, I'm all for it. I mean, across the southern United States, from Huntsville to California, it's absolutely beautiful sight there. So, first day, we drive from Huntsville to eastern Mississippi. Actually, first day we drive from Huntsville to Lafayette. I drive from Huntsville to eastern Mississippi. My dad drives from eastern Mississippi to where we were staying in Lafayette, which was his cousin's place. And then the next day, we drove over to Houston, where we met a family friend there. We saw an Astros game and all that. Yeah, the Astros beat the Diamondbacks 9-4 or something like that. And then the next day, my dad drives from we drive from Houston to southern Colorado, Pagosa Springs, Colorado. And so my dad drove from Houston to this rural area just south of Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and then he continued driving until somewhere like after not Amarillo, Wichita Falls, Texas, and after that we switched out and I went all the way to western Amarillo, Texas, and from there he drove all the way with one stop in eastern New Mexico and one stop in Santa Fe. He drove the rest of the way to Pagosa Springs, and oh my goodness, the Rockies, they were so beautiful at that time. And in the night, we could just see the stars in the sky. If you want to know what it looks like, just imagine the stars as light bulbs, and imagine there's for some reason it's like there was this ceiling there, and that they were just suspended right under it, basically like by some string that you couldn't see. but they were there. It felt like they were just. It felt like that we were just in a room with light bulbs, with like these like very dim light bulbs attached to like held to this attached to the ceiling by a string. It's like they were hanging from the sky. Most beautiful thing ever. Okay, and then the next day we spent a little time with my aunt, my dad's sister, and so then after that I drive from Pagosa Springs to the Four Corners, and my dad takes us from the Four Corners to Flagstaff. I take it from Flagstaff to Kingman, Arizona, a small town in western Arizona, and and then the next day my dad takes it from Kingman to Bakersfield, and I take it from Bakersfield to home. And the most interesting thing for me on that trip was I ended up breaking my speed record twice on Texas's US 287. Yeah, I think it was the US 287. I topped 87 miles per hour, and then on Interstate 40 between Flagstaff and Kingman, I broke 88, 89. So, yeah, that was kind of thrilling, although my dad was like, James, you gotta turn down the speed, so, yeah, that was all that. And then, when we got back and all that, and yeah, right before school happened, there was that solar eclipse. Didn't really, of course, we weren't like in like the, we were like in the dead darkness or something, but we were, but if anyone watched it, it did cover quite a bit. The moon's shadow did cover quite a bit of the sun. Saw it from my dentist's office. I was getting a checkup that day. And then school comes around, and I'm excited to see everyone again. Except that this time, for math class, I was taking AP Calculus BC, so yeah, I already made that announcement. And so, and all that, school year kicks off, basically, and yeah, so everything's going fine, and then all of a sudden, so for AP US History and AP Calculus BC, so what happens is, for AP US History, we take our first test, and basically I get like some sort of like a B or something. Yeah, it was a flat 80 out of. It was flat 80% on the Scantron, and then a little better on the identities and the essay. But then so then my AP US History went down to a B. And so I was thinking, okay, let's get this thing back up by the end of the quarter. But then disaster really struck for me in mid-late September. We ended up, okay, so I took my Chapter 2 test for AP Calculus BC, and okay, so basically it was on Monday, the 11th of September, and I don't know what happened to me that day. I was just out of it. Literally, no joke. I was just pure out of it. And then next thing I get by my test is 66 out of 100, so nice. I started off my first test with 66%. Great. So I do the math, and I realized that under certain conditions it was possible to obtain a it was possible to obtain an A by the end of the quarter. I didn't end up doing that, but I came really close. I was like, okay, at first I thought this was going to be a disaster. And so like I thought I might be out of the A club. It's a straight A club, not just for the rest of the quarter, but for the rest of the semester. I was just going to be out and all that. Oh, one moment, someone's coming down. I'll continue later.